are going to paint the gold on the custody. So the whole idea is to use a very small amount of airbrushing, since the pigments in gold are very overwhelming and it's hard to make transitions on such a small scale with an airbrush. But we will try our best, of course, but it's not good to make it harder than it is, so we will use a little bit more brush for getting all the details that we want. So let's start by mixing our paints in the airbrush. I will use a 50-50 Viking Gold and Garnet Alchemy, and then I will add a drop of decayed metal or two, depending on how dark I want it, and then some airbrush thinner just to get that flow, and I'll base coat the entire miniature in this. So now we'll get a moving with the Elven Gold. I'll add some flow improver to this, so it doesn't get too stainy when I'm airbrushing with it. Also some airbrush thinner just to make it more fluent, flowing good. And I'll add very small layers with the airbrush and slowly building up the areas that I want to be brighter. Since we don't want to get gold everywhere, then we will not see our shadows. Metal paints are very hard to control with the airbrush comparing to the regular paints, so be really careful and small steps and slowly build it up. And I'm airbrushing the more exposed parts with the Elven Gold. So now I'll mix up the shade that we are slightly going to use on the deepest and darkest areas. So I'm going to first mix them on palette so I can see which tone in the color that I really want. This is something you can do when you're unsure on what color you want in your airbrush. So mix on a palette before and then just add it in there. Then we're gonna add some thinners as well, and a little bit of a flow improver as well. I'm gonna gently add this to the darkest areas of the miniature to add that extra depth to the metal. And this is a really good thing to do with normal paints to metal, is to add the depth. As regular metal paints will just reflect light, and that will look unnatural.